See, it's been a while.
It has. It's been quite some time. But we're back. Mister, that song was so good. First of all, folks, he started singing it before I even recorded it. And
yeah, I sing to myself all the time.
Like, he's got to hang on to that. Because I said, no, I said, I like that song you did. So, he did it for the episode.
And we're back. Shit, I didn't even tell you what page of the notes. I wouldn't even know what this was. I paid it to you twice if I could.
You got that, Black Panther hat.
If you showing up, what is it? IIPP. It's the show IIPP.
IPP. And a lot of us
IPP. I didn't know that. Items of interest, points of propaganda. IIPP. Didn't know that.
And a lot of us pee-pee. Some of us are old. Some of us are young. Some of us are scared. And we pee.
I don't really like, and I don't, it's not too often I have to go to the bathroom.
Usually around 1. I get up at 1.
Wow.
1 or like 3. Okay, go pee.
I gotta have a little something.
Yeah, a little simp.
Yeah, but man, I got depressed. I couldn't do the show. I got where I couldn't play music, pianos, and then I'm thinking, I pee.
I pee.
And here we are.
And we all pee pee. We all pee.
Plant the water above.
Sometimes we
So,
do.
what's going on in your world during the incident?
You've been going on in my world. I've been hanging out with you.
And what is the experience
really
like hanging out with a
You
man
know,
like
honestly-
myself for a few months?
No, to be honest with you, I've been a lot happier. I've actually been a lot happier. And then the other thing I noticed is I feel more productive when you're here. I just feel more motivated when you're here because I'm happy. I guess I'm not happy when you're not here because I don't feel
I'm not happy.
Like
I'm not here.
I still get things done and I still do things, but I'm not as happy. I'm not as happy when you're not here. No, it's sad.
But it's like, man, you know, I got so close to it. It's all news.
Yeah.
But, you know, I couldn't write or anything, but it's like I felt like I couldn't have joy because I'm not out there doing something.
Right.
And it drove me mad, but I was like, oh, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
But it was hard, but then I realized part of my ideas come from me being out and about as well.
Sure.
Because I gotta have experiences. Because I noticed I didn't have nothing to write about because I haven't been out and around and listening because that's where I get, you know, people.
That's where you get your ideas.
Yeah, and I was like, man, I gotta get out there and start doing so slowly. I sneak. I like oil slipping into the ocean. I slide back into society without them knowing it. And they say, no, I'll be back. But I can't just rush into it.
Right.
Because I have a nervous problem. I don't like people.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
I like them on an individual basis.
Yeah.
But there's days where, you know, I give you a look. If they know me well enough, they're like, yeah, just keep walking, please. I'm not very social.
Right. I'd like to give a shout out to one of your buddies. I won't give his name, you know, out of respect, but he hung out with us.
Oh, yeah, my man.
Yeah, and he was really cool. Really, really cool.
Yeah,
Very fun.
Yeah, we had a good time. That was what he like. I got 2 Christmas cards.
Some conspiracy stuff.
I got 2 Christmas cards. And one of them was from the store manager and your sister sent us one.
She did.
But you know,
yeah.
I thought that, you know, I didn't never have a beef with him. I thought that was nice.
Right,
If I ever see him again, I'd say, hey, thanks for the fucking card. I was hoping like a 20 would have fell out, but you know, but the gesture was kind enough.
Right.
But you know, that's cool. That's how we want it. That's how we get it. You know?
Right. Fun.
Yeah, it's just sitting around waiting on the phone to call, and I send out so many job applications. Like I'm gonna be so many different things. I'm thinking about going to working for the Skins hot dog company again.
Yeah, they
thought about that.
They called you up
Because
once.
I would live modest. I just want to do something different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm waiting. But you know how I am waiting on the phone. I'll sit there and stare at it all day.
Right.
You know.
I remember soon after Lowe's hired you, you got a call.
Then everybody called.
Yeah, then Skins
Even
called
the
you.
bakery that I signed up for was wanting to hire. And I was like, God.
Hot dogs.
But
Right.
you know, the job was cool. I really can't. You know.
Right.
I was a slave, but it was under circumstances. We had a tough couple of years. And they couldn't help it. I'll be damned if I go back, though.
What?
I'll be damned if I go back.
Yeah.
Fuck
No.
that shit.
Nope. What you got there, mister? You reading something?
Inspired for the dreams of a motorcycle. That's my next virtue. Yes, you heard it here. I want a motorcycle, but like one of those old school like Indians, like the lightweight ones.
Yeah.
That is my dream.
Like
And I was looking them up, and if I get a job, I can save up, and it's very affordable.
Nice.
Or one of those rat bikes, you know, it's just like, it's pretty much just put together with junk.
Yeah.
But they look cool. I just want a motorcycle, and I want to feel the wind in my hair.
That's
I always wondered
Yeah.
one, man. That's what my family never let me have. Guns and motorcycles. I got the gun, I just need a motorcycle now, you know? And yeah, man. Like I said, but I know how to drive it. We grew up on them, but like on the highway, I'm the field.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't want to be crazy. I just think riding through the countryside on a motorcycle, I would be in heaven.
So fun.
I'm not like those loud assholes that got those big Harleys and I always blow my fucking walls down and they rev it. Now you know, like James Dean had that fucking Indian motorcycle. That's mine.
Yeah.
It's just like that small company, but it's a
like
cool bike.
riding it through a cornfield.
Yeah, but it's just like this lightweight fucking motorcycle. Yeah, you got full control.
So hot.
It was just always a dream of mine, and I promise I won't jump anything.
You won't jump anything.
You don't have to jump anything.
So hot.
Oh yeah. That's what I saw, man. What uplifted my spirits is that Evil Knievel documentary I watched. Took me back. That little boy from the small town.
The little boy, like the song?
Yeah. Man, when I grew up, I just would have ripped up jeans, no shoes, shirt, and dude, it was awesome.
So hot.
I'd be running around, fucking going, running through briars. It was using the wilderness. And then one day somebody slapped you over the fucking head and said, you know, your grades, you gotta work on that shit, you gotta be a man now.
You gotta grow up.
And we think you're insane.
It's time to grow up.
I think you should come over here and we gotta do some tests on you because we think you're insane. No, bitch, I'm gonna kiss some crappy episode. And hang out with, like, I used to hang out with the black dudes that always be fishing down at the lake because they would fish after work too. And man, we just had a good time.
Right. Yeah.
I had a good time, and I was going up there and steal mama's sweet tea and bring it down and share it with them.
Yeah.
And we just fish and talk shit all day long.
So cute. Very
Y'all
cute.
just talk shit and sit on buckets. You always go to buckets.
Yeah. You gotta sit on something.
That's when I moved back from New Jersey. I found out the saddest thing.
What?
You can't eat the fish because it's got mercury poison in the water because it's polluted.
Yeah, people pour it.
And they eat it anyway. That's probably what inbreeding and mercury poison causes probably 6 to 8% of the stupidity rate and cross eyes and this thing.
Right, I hate it. I just hate it. Yeah, you can't fish for any food. Man.
Yeah, we used to fish all the time. I loved it.
It's not the same.
So what have you been up
Not the
to?
same. What have I been up to? You know what I've been up to. I've been hanging out with you.
Tell us about the bosses.
The bosses. I'm killing bosses. I'm killing
I've been
all
watching,
of them.
I've been recording this.
I'm killing all the bosses.
No.
They're all going down. Great. I'm a boss killing veteran. And I'm playing card games. I've been playing some card games too. But...
She has.
Right, yeah, okay. So get the hell out of my business now. Can we just move on? Nobody can top me. Nobody can defeat me. I kill bosses.
She kills bosses.
And I clean up Sanford's shit.
Yeah, you clean up, and we have a majestical cat.
Majestical cat?
From the world that cat's getting on it.
Oh shit.
At any moment.
Yeah, but she lets me know, and I clean it up.
What a wonderful cat.
Yeah, she lets me know. She calls to me, and I clean up pee-pee blocks.
Sanford has anything to say?
Pee-pee blocks and poop. That's what I do. Yeah, I had him earlier in the video. He's so sweet. He's getting a new cheek feather. Folks, can you see where he's missing a cheek feather? It's a speckled one? Black one? He's got a little tiny one that's growing in. He has 4. He's missing the 4th one. He's really handsome. Sanford's very handsome. He is, and he wanted to go to Vermont. when Sanford wanted to go to Vermont, you said he can't, and you basically said that he's just a boy, and you said that he's basically like 16 years a slave or something. And you said that to me. You said he couldn't.
Slave?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, you said
yeah, and then he go to Vermont.
he's still a boy. You said he doesn't know what he's talking about. Like, this is what you said about him. He's not happy. He's really not happy.
Yeah, well,
You know,
see, I wish people would have told me that shit when I was growing up, but they don't tell you the truth.
No.
Until it's too late.
Right.
Like, I wanted to go to school and all. It's like, oh man, it was like pushed on me so hard, and I kept. But I was the guy.
You were the guy.
I was the guy.
I was the guy.
Like, I love libraries, and I always say I put two and two together, but I said the library has everything I need to know.
Mhm.
It's free.
Right.
I go there all the time. I love to read.
Mhm.
But going to a class, especially like my biology, I would have moments, but I daydreamed really hard because I fucking hated my life. Because,
I did too.
like I said, let's go back to this small boy in the town. Like, it was like I lived out in this place, like, and then put into this town. I really came from nowhere.
Me too.
Like, just out the woods.
Yeah.
Like a wild child, but I always liked education.
Right.
I like learning new shit.
Right.
And you get there, man, they hate you.
Mhm.
It was the ghetto, but it wasn't so much that. It was just you fucking crazy.
Right.
Didn't know anybody, didn't want to talk to nobody, but
Me neither. Yeah, I didn't
the
care.
teachers are stupid.
Oh, okay.
And then they don't like it because I correct the bitch.
Yeah.
I was a shy boy.
Yeah, they don't like that.
But I thought, man, this shit's stupid.
Right.
I said, I can do this at home.
Of course.
So I did.
You're probably better off.
Oh yeah, dude, they're horrible. I hate those institutions because what they teach you a lot of times isn't even correct.
Mm-mm.
It wasn't then, and it sure as hell isn't now.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, I love the books, man. I say education is free.
Right.
But you don't get nowhere unless you got one of them pieces of paper.
I
But I think if you can prove yourself, I don't think that's an excuse. If you can truly prove yourself to be good enough at something, you can do it no matter what.
That's right. You
I
do
always
it on
hear about
your own terms.
people
Right.
bitching about how they couldn't. I even said like, fuck. He was, why don't you write for the newspaper? I gotta have a piece of paper. But you said that. I already know that. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
One day they'll read my motherfucking paper. Maybe that. That's how my brain works. If I
Sure.
want to make something they're gonna want. You just gotta have a value. If you really care that much, but what my value
That's
is,
right.
I don't give a fuck.
Mhm.
Because, in all my life I worked and watched most of these places, they just sucking the soul out of it.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I gotta have, a soul, but, I'll fuck with you, but like I said, when it's time to walk, I walk.
Right. Yeah, you had to go.
But,
That was not
it was
good.
getting where I was
No.
scared, for my health.
You were throwing up blood so bad.
Yeah,
I mean, it had to stop.
Yeah,
It had to stop.
My stomach was hurting so bad. And
So?
I made it better.
I babysit you.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
but it was bad. I was
No.
actually worried.
I know. No, and then I also want to give a big shout out. Who else did I give? I gave a shout out to your buddy who, we're not going to give his name. We won't put him on the spot, but he was really cool. He hung out with us.
Yeah.
He watched me kill bosses.
Yeah, you
And
said
then,
that.
give a big-
He came over and he was like, I felt like, I got in
So
contact
fun.
with him because I was stressed out. Yeah, he came out and I told him he's welcome anytime, and he came back one more time. But yeah, I give some people the VIP pass.
He watched me take down the cactus. Remember
I'll
the
tell
cactus?
you, there's a direction and a way to knock on the door, but you get the VIP pass.
Right.
I just say you got to do that one thing, and I said you're
Right.
welcome anytime.
Right.
Because I can tell who is at the door.
By who?
But I won't give away the information.
Right,
But I
yeah.
know who it is before
Yeah, you know.
I even open the
It's-
door. But
right.
some people I give them a little hint.
Right?
But that's old school shit.
And then I also want to give a big shout out to him, and then I give a big shout out to your mama. She's been very supportive.
Very supportive.
Very supportive.
Lord help us.
Very sweet. So I give a big shout out to Mama, and we'll call him S. We'll call him S. I just don't want to give away names or anything. I don't want to put anyone on the spot.
With my niece.
And Brylan?
Yeah,
Okay, I gave out her name. I did. It's okay though.
It's alright.
It's okay.
Nobody's gonna know how to spell
It doesn't know. They don't know. It's okay. I'm trying to be respectful, not give out names. But we hung out with family. We hung out with your buddy. Really hot. I'll give a big shout out to my sister. Won't give her name either. She definitely don't want me giving her name. Because she got people on her shit list. And she just doesn't want them to know where she is and everything. So anyway, yeah, big shout out to her. You don't know her name, but she's cool. I hear from her almost every day. Very sweet. She sends me little, like, links to, like, cute puppies and kittens and animals and stuff, and so I hear from her all the time. So Shannon, we got S-Man. I'm just calling him S-Man. And Mama, and yeah, and Tobias. I'll give a shout out to Tobias too. He's been off cocaine for a month now. He hasn't been hitting it that hard. Tobias. I love his name.
What have you done, Tobias? All that cocaine spun your little mind out of my heart, Tobias. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, he's been 1 month.
He's out of. Look at the pupils.
I don't know.
The pupils are enormous. Look, this ain't my first trip. I know where you've been. I found the panties in the hamper.
Panties in the hamper? Oh my. Yeah.
Legalized chronic. The stress just happens to be killing me. Mermaids have made a comeback. I don't mean Ben Stiller and Zoolander. In Japan, they found a 300-year-old bitch fish.
What? What kind of fish?
Nightmarish, they said. In Japan, they found a 300-year-old mermaid.
What?
But that reminded me, the same time I heard about that was watching Zoolander, and Ben Stiller was Merman.
Yeah.
In that commercial, and his family kicked him out.
Right.
It's Merman!
Yeah. What do they mean by
I don't know, man. I'm sure they're gonna have some kind of,
That's crazy.
you know.
That's really crazy.
Yeah. There we go. That sounds good. They're gonna have some kind of fucking shit where there's probably a fish that ate half a person and they both died at the same time.
Well,
And then they just laid there and it got fossilized.
well, they have weird folklore about.
And then this lady that ate flesh of a mermaid and lived for 800 years.
Yeah, like a race that lives under the ocean. Like, they just have really crazy stories like that. But it kind of makes you wonder, what does it all mean?
And there's another theory we came up with. What was it watching? That Compton movie about
Compton, yeah.
It was the one on Netflix about the lady singing. Surviving in Compton or something. It was about
Michelle A. Michelle A. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Love that one song. I wish I remember it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Right.
We was watching it. And like we kept watching these movies and it got to where it was every show though got so deep into the trans thing and there's like all kind of weird funny shows, but you like sitting through a lot of there was two dudes fucking that older lady and then the phone rang, he's talking about it and then he gave it to the other dude and they was having a threesome. He said, "Here, mom wants to talk to you," and I was just sitting there like and we just and every show just has a lot of that in it. But then we was watching that show and it was her and Dre, and I'm
Right.
just in the bed, and it was sexy. It's like two black, but it looked sexy. It looked so sexy. I looked over at you and I said, "Do you think that's how chocolate milk is made?"
I remember that.
Because I just looked at it, but the thing is, it wasn't like the other scenes. Like we just kind of, it's hard to watch. You just like, it was a romantic scene.
It was okay. Right. It was like.
But you felt like they was making chocolate milk right there.
Right.
And then you started to wonder about it.
I
'cause
said,
you've never
you know,
actually seen
honestly,
where chocolate milk.
Yeah, I've never actually seen where chocolate milk
And you
was
talked about
made.
the syrup, and I said that's that extra.
Like that's how we made it, but
Yeah.
I've never actually seen them make chocolate milk. But you can just buy it in the store. You can just buy it like straight
and I
up
was wondering
chocolate milk.
if they would just
Yeah. And you said, "Is that how chocolate milk
like
is
that's
made?" And I
organic chocolate
said,
milk. Is
"I don't know,
hot,
but
hot black sex.
I said you're probably right. You're probably right. That probably is how it's made because, like I said, I've never seen them actually make it before, so I don't even know. And you could just buy it in the store,
Yeah, that's
chocolate
amazing.
milk, right?
I love it.
But I've never seen them actually make it.
Like I looked at it, and the first thing I thought is like, that's how they. And I just said it out loud. That's how they make chocolate milk. And then you said that, and my brain was just like geared in and gone. It was like, okay, yeah, you're right. Let's get in it.
I like the ambient tune you got.
Yeah, I thought I would change it up a little bit.
Ambient sound.
Because I thought it, I didn't want to scare him with the creepy beat throughout the whole episode.
Okay. Yeah.
I did a little soul searching. You know what I
Sure,
found?
think we both did, yeah. We did.
Nothing. Nothing
That's
really.
Really not.
Like, it's just, I didn't find anything other than the fact I need to straighten up my cables. And I might have hemorrhoids.
No. No.
When you don't have a job, you don't get no mail. And, and you get bills.
Yeah.
And they'll call you. And I tell them, I ain't got no money, so what are you going to do? And I said, you just have to call back later, and I don't pick up the phone no more. And I work on it.
Right.
I have to devise a plan. But, that's the hustle. But we love it.
We love it.
We are.
We love
It's just, I was just like, God almighty. And it always comes back to, as I go back to, I think it's just because there's a lot of stupid motherfuckers in the world, and the reason why everything takes so goddamn long around here.
It does.
But
it really
I
does.
slowly realized I should have known better watching how they operate.
Right.
I don't know what they do.
Yeah.
These people.
I know. What the hell is what's the
I
deal?
never know what's going on, but
Right.
my part of the brain says it's none of my business. They do their shit,
That's
I do
right.
my shit.
Yeah.
And I like to keep it that way because I don't like drama.
No. Me
I
neither.
said, if you get caught watching some porn up in the office half a day or some shit, and I've seen a lot of weird shit.
Right.
That's cool. It has nothing to do with me. So but I'm good. I just do my job, and nobody really bothers me
Right. Yeah.
until they start bothering me. Then they start bothering me, and now I'm doing everything, and I can't sleep at night because I just hear my name over and over again.
That's how.
And I see their faces. And what I want to do to those faces is where I'll cut this off. And then I have dreams about what I want to do to these people. And then I wake up and I only slept 15 minutes in 3 days. And we do it again.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? No wonder I'm throwing up blood.
Yeah.
I went through a fucking pandemic and another whole shit show thinking I'm going to die every day while everybody hid and got their money. And you know what? I said, fuck the world.
Right.
If they die from being around me, I don't give a shit. I said, I'm going to be a kamikaze.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to be able to run faster. And I did. I got fucking swole. I looked thin, but I was just muscle because I was running. And I thought if I think faster, move faster, they can't catch me. And I did that, but man, at some point you break.
Yeah, well, anyone would.
I was like,
Gosh.
fuck. And
Yeah.
then they're like still wanting you to work, and I was like, that's when I had to cut the cord.
The other thing you said since you've been here is you realized how much you like sleep. Like you realized you weren't even sleeping. And now yeah.
But I
you're
started
like,
going insane.
yeah.
But you just can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
Right.
You just fucking just.
But like
can't.
now you.
But then to keep up with that, I start drinking caffeine on top of it, which I think gave me an ulcer.
Yeah, and it also messes
But
with
you
your
know,
head.
you just gotta stay awake sometimes because you hit the spot where you just start blacking out. You fucking pound some of that fucking. We had some coffee drinks. I pound one.
Right. This is 31 minutes.
All right, what you got, baby girl?
But I don't know if you want to do a game. You want to skip the game or, you know?
Why not?
Okay. Now, do you like ducks?
I love ducks.
You like ducks? No,
do you know they eat frogs?
I didn't know that. I
was
really
at my buddy's house
that.
and he had baby ducks.
Mm-hmm.
His wife came and said he just ate a frog. I said, why? A video game and all stuff. I was like, what? I said, they eat ducks. Well, yeah, they eat anything.
Well, I would,
wow.
First, I want to give a moment of silence to, because we'll move on to the game. I'd like to give a moment of silence to, everyone who tried to text the word fuck and it auto-corrected to duck. I'd like to give a moment of silence. Mister? Moment of silence. Okay. That was very nice. Yeah. And we've all been there. We've all wanted to text the word fuck and it auto-corrected to duck. So here we are. This is a segue into the game, which is the brown duck and the white duck.
It's bad.
Yeah, well, you know, if you want to bring race into it, but let's not do that. Let's try to avoid that.
No, I've been there.
This is almost damn near biblical here. What's gonna happen? It says, you have a neighbor whom you must contend with if you so choose to take this risk. He is the owner of a large flock of white ducks. You are the proud owner of a flock of brown ducks. Unbeknownst to your neighbor, the two of you could make a killing off these ducks if you can agree to breed both flocks. The only problem is he doesn't know this, nor does he care, as your neighbor has a horrible temper and he's insurmountably hard-headed. Can you come to an agreement? So can you negotiate with him to bring the two flocks together?
Just because he's got a bad temper?
And he's not buying it. He's very, very cynical. Very cynical man. Not buying it. So
I think I would go with him.
Okay.
He must know what he's doing.
Well, we'll see. Because
I don't know. Sometimes you want to lean into that because like that's what I said. When I wait for somebody and they strict, I don't take nothing to it.
Right.
Do you tell me I'm doing something wrong? You don't have to tell me again.
That's right.
But it doesn't mean anything.
Right.
But sometimes you can learn a lot from that.
Well, this man appears to be successful.
Yeah, so that's why I would listen to him.
But here is where things get a little twisted.
Yeah, we're gonna fuck him over. I know that.
No. Okay. Whoa.
No, we're gonna fucking gypsify this motherfucker. He's not gonna see it coming.
So
I
here's
know.
The thing.
It's my God.
You will have to pick a number between 1 through 4 to determine your course of action with this man. Figure out what you're gonna do with him.
1 through 4. Yeah, just say a number.
Just a number, 1 through 4.
3.
Alright, so this option says breed them anyway. It just says breed them anyway. It says, that's right. He's gonna kill you for doing this. but you tainted his flock. Now he's out for revenge because he knows what you did, yet he's too ignorant to realize he's sitting on a gold mine because of what you did. Now you've been making a mighty profit, and he's sold every last one of his ducks for below market value, essentially ripping himself off. Now he's got to start from square one. Yeah, he's angry because you tainted his flock.
That didn't take long, did it?
No, it didn't. Okay. Really fucked up. Do you want to know what the other options could have been
I've been in cells.
for this before we move on? Now, that was 3. And that's what you're sticking with.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you're sticking with. But let's just go over the other options. 1. It says steal his ducks. Of the 80 ducks your neighbor has, you steal 10 of them and begin breeding them with your flock of about 50. Yes, it was a dirty thing to do. And he doesn't know it yet, but people are going to begin to demand your eggs and your hybrid ducks over his.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hybrid ducks.
And
That's what he gets for being racist.
he doesn't know this yet. He don't know. They're mulatto ducks. Remember?
Yeah, mulatto.
Mulatto ducks. You have a story for that, but it's not about ducks.
Yeah, what did you tell you real
Sure.
quick? 'Cause
Yeah.
let me just tell you the story, because it's funny as shit. I was kind of new down here, but
Yeah, I might have been just starting out as assistant manager after a few years at this dollar store. And this lady I know that worked next door at the gas station, which I've worked twice, came in there and, it was around Christmas time, and she wanted a baby doll for her daughter. And I was like, oh man, I know where we got some, because they didn't bought all that was on the shelf, but all the ones that were in top stock, I said, this is the ones we have left. She said, I'm going to say it the way I want to say it. I'm going to say it the way she said it. Fuck it, I'm going to give her a name. She said, but they're all Negro babies. And I said, not all of them.
Not all of them.
and I have a little wingtip shoes on, and I climbed up the shelf, and I grabbed one of the ones from behind, and I showed it to her. I said, this is what they call a mulatto baby. It's not quite white, it's not quite black, but they are the children of the future. And she laughed so hard and took that baby. I sold it to her.
Nice.
But the thing is I was like, wait a minute. If I was selling a car, so I was like, look, yeah, I mean, you're in a redneck town and all that's left. And the reason why we put them up there is because we've had them for 3 years. But there's something I've noticed over the years.
Right.
The mulattos.
The mulattos.
And
Mulatto
I said, take the mulatto. And I said, it's the children of the future.
Right.
And I explained to her a mulatto child. I said, so it's not technically black, but it's kind of white.
That's right.
I said, your daughter won't notice the difference. These are the babies of the future. We're all going to look like this. And I said, that's why they make them, because... And she thought it was so funny, she bought the fucking dog.
That is not...
But if it was me,
yeah,
and I had white children, I'd only buy them black dolls.
right. Oh, yeah.
We didn't give a fuck
It
back
doesn't
then.
matter now. Oh, no.
Like, I walked around with a fucking doll.
Yeah.
If you just slung it around, you just rub it in the dirt and shit, you just play with it.
Right.
It doesn't fucking matter, but that is how bad it is. Like, I swear, working in retail during Christmas, the reason why you had this overstock is there's one thing I noticed.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what I said going into it, but then again, when I were in the ghetto, in the black neighborhood, during Easter, I could bring home trash bags full of Peeps, because what I found out, black people do not eat Peeps.
They don't eat Peeps,
and they sent so many, and I used to bring home like trash bags full of it. Because they don't eat that shit.
No, they don't.
That's just what I noticed, and I didn't know that, but man, I had so many Peeps.
No.
But it's just
a funny joke
too.
That is a funny joke.
No, it's different all over.
Yep. You live and you learn.
I don't eat motherfucking Peeps.
No. Now that was 1, and 2. And it's like if you stole 10 and you bred them, you stole 10 of his ducks and you bred them with yours, and everybody's going to be after those hybrids. They're going to want those.
No, they're gonna want that
That's what-
shit.
that's
you gotta
it.
you gotta put some security
That's what they
on
want,
them bitches.
right? Now, number 2 is come to an agreement? Question. It says, well, that didn't go over well at all. He's not going to agree to this. What you proposed is to raise each other's flocks together, breed them together so that in time you will both profit handsomely. He's not buying it one bit because he doesn't believe it. But you're right. People demand the hybrid ducks more. They already demand your brown ducks over his white ducks, but it's the hybrids customers favor the most. Not only would the eggs be of better quality, but the flocks would be healthier and stronger.
Well, when he brings some shit up like, in time, well, guess what? I gotta say him. Well, time's up.
Right?
Yeah, I gave you time, but time's up
Yeah.
now. I said, we're on the new frontier.
That's right.
Now, do you want to work for me?
Right. That's right. That's
And
when
he'll
you
get
turn around and
pissed,
have him.
And then I say, or you can sell me your land because this
Right.
is where this is going.
That's right.
But it's his idea. He should have thought about hybrids.
That is right.
That's just like the marijuana
Yeah.
market. You can buy that stinky winky from Mexico out the ground, but
Right.
you got people that know how to. Like it's like
Yeah,
chemistry,
that's right. I
and it's
mean-
amazing. It's amazing.
If you
Like that's the type of work I'd be at. I love that biology and stuff because you can turn one thing into another one.
so cool.
But
It's
it is.
really
It's
fun.
almost like just straight up
Yeah.
science.
Well, it is. Well,
But I love botany.
many
Anyways.
years ago, over 10 years ago, I would say, I heard that biochemistry will be the future, and it is.
But
It
that
is.
was, but like I was telling my mother, that was what I was a major in.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I'm walking around here trying to sell hot dogs and shit.
Biotechnology
But to be
will
honest
be the
with
future.
you,
Right.
in my mind, even though I know biochemistry and bioscience,
Biotechnology,
there's
yep.
nothing in this world that gets me off more knowing that I work these stupid jobs. They try to live off the minimum.
Right.
I love the chaos.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
The thing
That's
is,
a big
is-
part of who
No,
you are.
but the thing
Yeah.
is, I'm very interested in stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I can do it. But it's not. I don't know. I want fucking chaos.
I know.
I hear music in my head all the
Right.
time, and it's just I like it better when I go to work. The one joy I like
Mm-hmm.
is they have no idea who they're looking at because I can become someone completely different
Right.
and be responsible. But I know when I get off work, I want to burn the city down.
Yeah. You kind of remind me of the main.
But you have to have that experience because
That's true.
people give you material.
They do.
That's
Right.
the thing about it. I noticed. That's why I got the dumps because I'm used to being in the rust.
Yeah.
But I'm taking in something from everyone, and when you don't
Right.
got it no more, I was like, I can't write. I can't do nothing.
Right. Yeah.
Like I got dull. I couldn't play music,
Mm-hmm.
even if I was playing it at all.
You know, it's so funny.
But I missed it.
You.
I missed it. I really missed being like I missed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I had to have a break.
Right.
But I did. I really missed it.
You reminded me of
It's like I broke up with someone.
right, because it was a commitment. You were committed to it. You were fiercely
But the
committed.
thing is, nobody
to that
understand
job.
how sad it made me.
No, they didn't.
Because they would never understand.
They
But I was
didn't.
losing it.
No.
Because we was doing magazine shows. I mean,
We did
going.
it was a lot.
24/7.
It was a lot, right?
Like I ran so hard.
And then, like, just recently, I remember, I'm glad I sat down and I talked with you about this, because I said, it hit me like a wall one day, just very recently. And I said, if I could take you through the dialogue that's running through my head, there's two things that run through my head, two thoughts. I'm getting too old for this shit, and I just don't care anymore. There's so many things I just don't care about anymore, because it just didn't matter. I was worrying about things that did not matter. And I want to worry more about you and me, and where we're
that's what
going.
I kept thinking,
That's it.
I'm almost 40. I'm going on 40.
Yeah. You know, we're
But the thing
changing.
is,
Changing.
the life I've lived,
Yeah.
like one of my favorite comedians said, you get to a point where you have absolutely did everything,
Right.
and you run out of shit to do.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Like it's just
It's
you've
done.
done
You've done it.
everything.
You've seen it. You've done it. You've done it.
But now I'm seeing it like he has maybe even a more harsh reality.
Right.
Like I could that one kid I'm gonna kill. He's like 22, wanting to be a preacher, and I praised him for it. Turn out what a piece of shit he was. And I look, and all of them are the same, and they just. I'm surrounded by these young people. They have no rebellion.
No.
I don't
They're
understand them. And like
sheepish.
And
Yeah.
like you said, it's
Sheepish.
the first culture where
It's like, what did you
when
do?
I was your age,
Yeah.
I had a job stealing cars, doing smoking weed, and just
Right.
running through the night and living 20% wild shit,
Yeah.
and like punching people in the face. And
Right.
what you're sensitive. It's this whole other. I'm like, what the fuck have you done?
Right. One of the things
Like
that,
you don't want to break some shit.
I wanted,
You know,
one of the things I wanted to say earlier.
Like, I was an arsonist.
It's a Japanese
Listen
movie.
to fucking music, have fun. Because you won't have this
No,
later,
you won't.
and I knew that.
No, you won't.
And that's fine, but I look back now and it's like watching old television shows that make me laugh. But actually, I did shit nobody ever would believe. But you laugh at the end of the day because nobody really got hurt.
When you said that, like, you have to have chaos. That is a huge part of your personality. But I actually knew that well in advance. But one of the movies that you remind me of, it's a Japanese movie, and I do not recommend it. I actually don't recommend it. To most people, I don't think you should watch it, because it's over the top, but it's pretty dirty. But it has its moments, but the main character in Ichi the Killer, that's the movie, the main character, he thrives on chaos. And his main goal in life is he's trying to find someone who will beat the shit out of him. He just wants someone to beat him so badly because he has like a high pain threshold, like a tolerance for pain. And what I thought was so funny about him is one moment he's just watering his shrubs, like his plants in his pajamas. Like it's so sweet, like so peaceful, and then the next minute he's getting in fights. He just wants someone to beat the shit out of him so badly. And that's what the whole story is about. He's trying to find his match. But some people are like that. They're like sadomasochistic, and that's to say that they like to have pain inflicted on them, and they also like to inflict pain on others. Some people have that weird psychological thing going on. But you reminded me of him because he had to have chaos. He was in love with it. But
my favorite thing to do is that's why you notice I was sitting and I could stare at a wall for hours. I love daydreaming.
I do too.
That's what I think took like when you notice I'm not sleeping, I just stare, but it's almost the same.
Right.
But in a way, it's the way I try to figure out what I'm gonna do next. But I try to envision it.
It's a kind of meditation.
Yeah.
You meditate, yeah.
But it comes up in weird ways. Sometimes it's absolutely stupid and silly. But
right.
You gotta look past it.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
It means
and
something.
I always say I put it in my pocket, but when you walk in one day and you see it, you know.
And you laugh, like you're like...
I know where I'm at right now.
Right. It's almost like you had a vision of a future.
Because life is so crazy.
It is.
It's one of those things, when you say you think you always saw it all.
Yeah.
You can say that every day when you saw something crazy, and guess what? The next day, as soon as you say that, you're gonna have something that tops it. I swear.
Yep.
I don't know. You never know what the fuck you're gonna see at any moment.
You really don't know.
A fucking engine from an airplane could crash down over there. It
or
would
like
be fine, but it would be sitting there.
A space rock.
And we just kind of be knocked over, and you'd be like, what the fuck? Guess what? We were sitting here just having a little fun time doing the show, and next thing, we got dynamite though.
Dynamite.
We would keep filming.
Right.
And we'd be screaming and all.
Yeah, we don't stop.
But then that shit would blow up and you'd be like, the guy that has the comet, we wouldn't sell it, we'd just boast about it. We'd have it right here in the show. You know?
That's hot.
This is the comet and we'd
This is
do
the
commentary
comet.
about
Yeah.
it.
It went through like your bedroom.
And for $100 it
bedroom
might ship
ceiling.
you off a piece.
Really hot.
Really hot.
Be like the space rock giveaway.
And like we gotta
Space rock
shoot at the
giveaway.
Men in Black every time they come up in
Men in
Bodilly
Black,
wanting to comment.
they
so
want
we just
it.
got booby traps.
Oh shit. Well, what if the reason they wanted it is it contained like some sort of foreign like fungi, like a spore
Technically,
or
if
something.
if a meteorite fell through the roof and landed in a quarter, which you would do some damage and you had it, I wonder, like, is it yours? I mean, it's like if you found something out of the ocean, they can't take that.
No,
It's part of your property.
what I do. Here's what I do.
I wouldn't tell nobody.
Don't tell anyone and sit on it for a year.
I would put it up here like if it didn't destroy the house, but it was a small like thing, and I said it was a magical potato.
A magical potato? Okay.
And it had medical properties.
Medical
From
properties.
space. It
Right.
talks to aliens, and I talk to it like a phone every episode.
Wow.
And I take one question,
Okay.
and I answer it through the magical potato.
Right. So
And then I set it back, and you only get one a week.
Mister, you reminded me of kindergarten. There was this little blonde-haired chick. I can't remember her name. We would have like a recess time, like a playtime.
And then they write on the board if you was being bad, they'd spell it out.
I don't know.
And if you got the whole letter, that's what in Nirvana said, no recess.
Right.
If you was being bad, they would spell it out. They'd put an R.
But this
But
kid-
if you got all the way, if you was being so bad,
Right.
and they got the last letter, nobody gets recess.
But this kid, she
And they say no recess.
she was actually she was little and she was kind of bossy. And all I know is that right in the middle of class, like after our play time, like recess time, whenever there was like this toy telephone that would go off at random sometimes, and she would say, okay, I gotta answer the phone. Like, she would literally get up and answer the phone, but we had such a sweet teacher. She was actually really sweet. She let her answer the phone, and then she's like, okay, can you please come back now? Can you just tell them we're busy right now? Right? Like, she was so sweet. I had a really good kindergarten teacher.
Man, I love kindergarten. That's probably why I
was really
stayed
sweet.
for an extra year.
But I'll never forget that.
Yeah,
I thought,
probably,
man,
dude, yeah,
I'm like,
man.
she really just
The thing is,
answered that
man,
phone.
kindergarten was crazy.
Right.
And I loved the ant farm by the window.
The ant farm.
But they'd give you the sheet.
Benevolent,
I like the ant farm
remember?
and I like the window.
The benevolent dictator of an ant farm. Remember K.
Dude,
Roth Banu?
Yeah, it was great. I
Great.
was fascinated by the ant farm. And they had like little child kitchens and stuff
Right.
like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you pretend, they try to teach you how to do the kitchen, like pretend. To be honest with you, and I always say this, Calvin Falls High School,
Uh-oh.
for being in the ghetto,
Yeah.
I'm very surprised by their education
It's been a long
in
while.
elementary school. I would say they had a great education in my opinion.
Nice.
Because we was taught computers and QBasic early on.
Nice.
And then even in kindergarten, they would let you pretend to make food, but they slowly graduate you. I mean, they really had a good, to be honest with you.
Right.
But the thing is, you were in the ghetto, and I had beef with it. All of them. But to be honest with you, I liked the computer programs they had, and all. Like, they really started me out early, and I didn't realize that a lot of schools didn't have that shit,
Right.
which is probably why they went bankrupt.
Probably.
But now I don't know. I don't know how they run it now.
Let's wrap up the game. We went off on a huge tangent,
We
but it was
sure
fun.
did. I'm sorry.
But it was fun. It's okay. Number 4, if you picked 4, which you didn't. You picked 3. It says put him out of business. Because we're back to the ducks. It's true. He had more ducks than you and produced more eggs, but they paled in comparison to the quality of your own ducks. He couldn't come to an agreement with you, so you said, to hell with him. In a few years' time, you are now producing more than ever, and people have completely abandoned your neighbor to do business with you instead. A essentially putting him out of business. And he's very bitter about it. Okay? So that's if you picked 4, but you picked 3. And
I have
to
no idea how long I've been holding my
to refer back to what you chose. You chose 3 and it said breed them anyway. So you tainted your neighbor's flock with yours. You mixed them. So you got mulatto ducks just running around out there.
And
now,
that means they're my property.
That's right.
It's just like
That's
Miracle Grow does. They drive by with a truck, some shit swoops off their truck,
Yep.
and then they DNA test and be like, oh, we gotta take your farm.
And I think
so now they my property.
That was Reagan's fault. If I recall, that was Reagan's
fault.
Or
doings.
His doings, yeah. His doings. Now, and that was dirty. That was a dirty thing to do. Put a lot of farmers out of business.
That's why all the farmers committed suicide.
Oh my God, I know. That's awful.
Yeah. They.
Now, what happens next? So this is the last part of the game. Pick a number between 1 through 4, and we'll find out what happens. What your future will be with these ducks. What happens?
I'm gonna go with a hard 2.
Coyotes. Oh no. In recent years, the population of coyotes has risen, and it's become more blatantly apparent than ever because they've completely devastated your flock. Perhaps it's time to invest in some ammo and some guard dogs. Most importantly, better fortified enclosures for your ducks. So yeah, you need to get a guard dog, you need to get some ammo. You need to
painters, man.
Yeah.
Get 4 of them bitches. And just feed them raw steak and just let them because I'm telling you, Doberman Pinschers, they're bred for that. They won't get away. They'll jump that fence for your ass.
It's horrible, but it's fixable. It's actually easily fixable. You just need to step up those enclosures so that you can ensure that the coyotes don't get in. And like I said, get some guard dogs. I know a farmer who she had coyotes killing her chickens.
Oh yeah, man, they'll get that.
She got a guard dog. I mean, she got this German Shepherd. That thing was mean, but she used that dog, kept him away. That dog would eat anyone.
That dog would eat anyone?
It was awful, yeah. Well, I don't...
Would it eat ass?
No, probably, but what happened is, she got this German Shepherd puppy from somebody. Someone sold it to her, but it was originally used as a bait dog.
Oh.
So if you know what a bait dog is, and places where they do dog fighting, they'll put a puppy in there as bait.
They do that shit around
and
here.
It's terrible.
No,
it is terrible.
That's a gambling thing.
I know. So it was actually a bait dog. Oh.
No, I had an experience once. When I was a teenager, I was in this house. A lot of people was there.
You want to talk? Here.
And we was hanging out. Just drink some beers, a little weed. I don't tell them what I got, but I used to walk around with my suitcase. They don't know what I got, but what I'm gonna tell you, I always have weapons.
Mm-hmm.
You don't fuck with my stash.
Right.
But I was always, I go to places, hang out. White people crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was there, I walked by and this guy had these DVDs they recorded of him training his fighting dogs. But it was his, and I looked at him and I got so.
That's
it's like he puts like the bait dogs in there and they tear them up.
Oh God, I know.
And then he had
puppies.
he had dogs that, and this guy, like, I don't want his money.
Mm-mm.
But he would fight dogs and he had all his fights on DVDs and everybody got around and watched them for fun like the Super Bowl.
Oh, no.
And that shit made me so much. And that's not the kind of company I keep.
No.
But I ran into it a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Where they put gunpowder into me.
Make them mean, yeah.
But, man, those dogs are really nice dogs. They're good dogs, but I've seen them. They do it a lot around here. It's disgusting.
When animal control finds them, they have to put them down.
Yeah,
because they're insane. Oh no, I know. is sad.
But anyway,
Yeah, but we'll.
take the mic.
Okay.
I just want to say, I've seen that shit
Yeah.
firsthand. And
Oh, it's real. They do it in Detroit and shit. Like, that's a big thing in Detroit, too.
but, I don't want nothing to do with it after that.
No.
I'm not no rat. I'm not going to go talk and tell you names.
But it's just...
But I don't ever want to see you again.
No. Now, the other thing that could have happened, now you ran into some coyotes, which, like I said, it's horrible, but it's easily fixable. Now, number one is pestilence. You're not sure how it happened, but your feed became infested and your ducks began dropping like flies. Something must be done about this quick before the entire flock perishes. Weird things like that can happen too. Yeah, like the feed gets... No, you didn't pick that. You picked the coyotes.
Oh.
No.
I thought I was rolling, man.
No. You picked the coyotes, which means, like I said, it's terrible, but you can easily fix that problem.
Yeah, man, coyotes are bad.
I've heard of foxes killing chickens, but coyotes are really bad right now.
I think it's same. Just get some Doberman pinchers.
Get some guard dogs,
Dogs.
I knew a farmer who had to get a guard dog. And then she had...
Coyotes are rough, though, man. They travel in packs.
Yeah.
That might be like we was talking about. First dog came from wolves and it was domesticated from wolves.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably why, because if you had a domesticated pack of wolves, nuts getting it. I mean, and it probably came, but I said that'll take generations.
You're
but eventually but they're a pack. But that's how the coyotes run.
Right.
That's why they're so hard, because you try to kill one, but they sneak up. And
yeah, they do.
They know what they're doing.
Yes, they do. Very smart.
But wolves are the most deadliest.
Yeah, they are.
They're like the way they strategize.
Yeah, and like
but that's where dogs came from. So if you get a pack of dogs that could command order,
Right. So over time,
pincher would be my first bet, because they wouldn't want to fuck with the ducks.
Now,
you don't fuck with the ducks, but you got to raise them with the ducks.
Here's an interesting thing.
You got to make them friends with the ducks.
Now, when I was a kid, I studied dogs a lot. I loved animals, but how I learned about Doberman pinchers, I thought this was the funniest thing ever. Their story is rather comical. Now, they're scary-looking dogs, but they're actually very sweet. They're good family dogs. Now, some breeds, much like the Doberman, they tend to form an attachment to one person. So they tend to have one person and they listen to that one person. And these dogs were bred to run off tax collectors. People... No, there was a man who straight up, he bred them for that, to run off tax collectors.
They're guard dogs.
Yep.
That's what they do. And they love doing it.
And,
you gotta throw somebody out there every now and then just to get them hyped up.
Ew, and they got some scary teeth. They do.
And they look like horses. Have you seen the legs on them? They're like fucking
very
horses.
Big. I knew one that lived across the road from my grandma's house. And this dog came over one time, and I fed it a treat, and it accidentally pinched my fingers with its teeth, and God, it hurt. Have you ever smashed your thumb in a door? That's what it felt like.
Car door, too.
That's what it felt like, and all he did was nip me, and it hurt so bad. But it was such a nice dog, very well behaved. It was just an accident.
No, they got chomps.
Now 3. If you picked 3, it says moving on up. You've turned quite a profit off these ducks and have become so successful that you've taken on sheep now. Maybe they can produce some clothing to go along with the feather pillows. So there you go.
Hell yeah.
Alright, that's another choice. And the last one to tie up this game. Number 4 is moving on. After 15 years of raising animals on this land, you are now faced with a higher property tax, and it's all because of the dumb bastard who moved in next to you. Apparently your neighbor struck gold one day while digging up his 16 acres that you wanted to buy. Now you're seriously considering moving away entirely. It was so much better when fewer people lived nearby. What's more is the idiot turned around and sold his property to the government anyway. Greedy bastard. Now you have to start from square one. And that's the end of that. Scary.
So scary.
Really scary. Now you mentioned that one time, like if you found, like say if we found gold or whatever, precious stones or metals like on this property, it would actually, if someone found out about that, they could shoot up the fucking property tax.
From what I look at the land, they are veins.
Yeah.
And people tried to offer me money for this land, but in my experience from when I go from this land, even though there was money in the ground, I wouldn't want to be the one to pull it up. Because in my belief, you're taking something from the land.
You gotta give back.
But it just feels like a lot of greed.
Right. If you take something.
And I'd rather just let it stay there.
Right.
People get crazy over money.
Yeah, they do.
And I know we need it, but yeah, I know. But the thing is, I grew up and I studied, the earth and rocks and veins. I was a rock hound. I know what a vein is, and I know where they are. But just let it be, man.
Yeah, let it be.
From what it said, this is old land. I just want to leave it alone.
Right, And this is we have to tie this up now because it's actually over an hour.
Over an hour.
It's gonna cut off after a certain time, so okay.
There's only one thing I gotta say to you. Bye, bitches.
Tune in next week, bitches.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I hope so.
Tune in.
Bitches!
Bye, bitches.